everybody. John Ponick with the Mojave Valley Daily News. This is our Q&A segment that we do every Wednesday at 4 o'clock. Thank you very much for joining us. Today, I have a very special guest. I think you're the first one that's been on here twice.
Yes, I have.
How special are you, huh? It's been a long time, I think September or so,
Yep.
or something like that. But this is Donna Doyel. So welcome, Donna.
Thank you. It's
Thank
good
you
to
for
be
coming
here.
in.
Thank you for
Welcome
asking.
back.
Yes,
Thank
welcome
you.
back. Donna is the director, in case you've been under a rock. Donna is the director of SAINT, which is Saving Animals in Need Together. I mentioned that you were going to be on here, and we started getting questions immediately. I got a bunch of stuff to talk to you about. But if you're watching, at any point, if you have a question, just put it in the comments. On Facebook, I'll grab them. On YouTube, Jeff's over monitoring that.
I'm ready.
And we will we'll fire them at Donna really fast like and see if she can answer quickly. All right, so let me start with a couple of things here. Just describe, first of all, happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
That's right. Happy birthday.
Thank
That's
you.
it.
Thank
Got to
you.
start with that.
Jeff, are you gonna still sing her
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
All right. Moving on.
That's good. Thank you very much.
All right, so SAINT is a 501c3 nonprofit pet welfare organization serving Bullhead City and surrounding areas, although she'll go all over the place for this. Mission is to improve the lives of animals through programs such as the Raymond Hilton low-cost spay and neuter program, which we'll talk about in a minute, the Ron Jenner Pet Emergency Medical Fund, same thing, we'll talk about that in a minute, Rozzy's Saving Lives Pet Adoption Program, just a pile of amazing, Michelle McMillan says happy birthday. Just
Thank
a
you.
pile of amazing things. In a little bit, Jeff's going to bring up the website so you can see all the different things that they have there, how you can navigate it. We got events, we have clinics, we have voucher programs, we have a pile of stuff. Let's start with National Animal Rights Awareness Week.
Correct. This is the week of June 20th to the 26th. It's to promote the rights of the and welfare of the animals that have suffered, lost their lives, or been hurt through cruelty and neglect. It should be actually celebrated all year, because to me that's a year-round thing. But this is where they recognize it this month and this week in June, hoping to reach out to people and make them more aware by giving them information, education, know your city ordinances, and just be aware of the animals around you and how they're living and how they're being treated.
How they're dealing with things. So we got
Yes.
some bullet points here. I'm going
Yeah.
to run through these pretty quick. Here's the things that they're asking that you do. A few things you can do to help in the fight for animal rights and protections. Buy cruelty-free products. Eat vegan or commit to eating organic, free-range meat and dairy. Don't buy or wear fur products. Spay, neuter your pet to prevent pet overpopulation and euthanasia. Adopt your pets from shelters, rescue groups. Don't buy from pet stores or breeders.
Yep.
Support local worldwide conservation and preservation efforts. Support your local animal shelter and rescue groups with donations or volunteering. Report animal cruelty, neglect to proper authorities. You put a couple of numbers in
Phone
here.
numbers, yes.
Is that animal
local,
control?
It's our local Bullhead City Animal Care and Welfare.
All right, so that's 928-763-6000 during regular business hours. After hours, dispatch is
Yes.
928-763-1999.
Right.
Then we have support legislation that's aimed at preventing animal cruelty and neglect. Help educate family, friends, and others in your community about animal rights and welfare, and make sure you are familiar with the local and state laws regarding animal cruelty and welfare.
Right.
You know what? That's a good spot to start here. They're talking weather on there right now, huh? So let's talk about buttons. I think everybody in our community, anyway, has seen the video of the lady bringing, or the still pictures of the lady bringing a dog over to the Bullhead City Animal Welfare facility there, and tossing the small dog out of her pickup. That dog is Buttons.
Buttons, yes.
So we don't know right now whether she was sighted. We know that she didn't go to jail, but
No.
we don't know if she was cited or whatever. They ended up, she turned herself
Yes.
in. It was a small elderly Pomeranian.
Yes, she's very sweet. And so she was in the shelter for a few days, and someone did come in there and say they would like to take her out of the shelter. Apparently, they knew the lady that dumped the dog, so they were given to this lady. And then she realized it's probably too overwhelming, so we were contacted. We took Buttons into our program, and immediately a very, very wonderful lady said that Buttons can stay with her forever. We didn't know anything about her health at that point, so we did take her to the Kingman Animal Hospital and for a wellness exam. It turns out that she is terminal. She has a very large mass in her lower abdomen, which cannot be fixed surgically. She also has breast tumors, and she has a severe heart murmur. So she would never survive any kind of a surgery. So this wonderful lady, her name is Becky, said she can come back with me, and she will stay here as long as she has. And she's doing pretty good. It's very sad that this dog went from being tossed around a few times before she ended up being thrown out of the truck at the shelter to now she's with Becky at the end of her life. So, yeah.
Well, at least she's getting some
She's getting
love and care.
Yes, and
here
that's
at
what's
the end.
important. She will. And
So, and somebody asked about this earlier. Actually, Michelle McMillan asked, "How do you feel about the animal cruelty laws ordinances in Bullhead City?" You and I discussed this a little bit
Yeah.
before we came on here.
yeah. The issue, I mean, there's not going to ever be a perfect law for animals. You know, in our eyes, we think differently. You know, we want them to always be, living on a couch in a wonderful home, and that always doesn't happen. But the ordinances are pretty much the same as the state and the county and the city. They all mimic each other. They're there to be a guideline. It's all how it's enforced. There is nothing specific. It says food, shelter, and water in a yard. Shelter can be a lean-to. So until they start recognizing animals as being important, like right now they are considered property, so the ordinances need to be changed at the state level. Once it's changed at the state level, the county and the cities can also change theirs. And it also depends on how the ordinances are enforced as well as prosecution. The community involvement is the most important thing. It can't just be our organization. It can't just be animal care and welfare. It has to be everyone concerned. Everyone has to participate. Even if you don't have animals, nobody wants to see them suffer, or they shouldn't. And it's just putting pressure on local elected officials, both state, county, and city.
Well, the thing that strikes me, first of all, you gave me the ordinances here, and they are, an animal receives adequate care. Well, that's
It's nonspecific.
subjective,
Exactly.
whether I believe
Exactly.
it's adequate care or not.
Right.
But the thing that strikes me most about this is that we had a lady in the community that lost her dogs for a significant amount of time. I don't know if she ever got them back because of a dog bite. They blamed one dog when they really turns out it was probably the other dog, but they prosecuted right away. Those dogs were locked up and gone.
Yes.
On the flip side, we have Hope, who is abused,
Yes.
and was rescued, and the owner was just kind of, all right, well, just drop it. So it seems like we're very aggressive when it comes to a dog bite, but on the other hand, when it comes to chaining a dog up with a 3-foot chain in their yard for 24 hours a day, all year long, that we're just kind of, well, let's not rock the boat.
Right. And that's when it comes down to animals are property. Once they're recognized as something besides property, they become more important. Anytime there's a human involved with an animal and the animal does something bad, it's going to be more visible and more prosecutable, if that's a word. Otherwise, I hate to say it, but there just hasn't been the progress on the prosecution side that, of course, we would like to see. Again, we're not privy to what goes on behind the scenes, what is qualified as abuse or neglect to the city prosecutor or anything like that. So we just kind of wait and hope that there's going to be change and try to change it as much as we can.
Well,
but it's difficult, and it's very political.
I think if you wait and hope, that's
you have to.
Things don't get done if you sit back and wait and hope.
You have to appeal to the politicians, the elected officials, to represent the animals. Many states have done it. Many cities have done it. There's No Kill LA. There's No Kill Chicago. There's all kinds of communities that have some teeth in their laws, so they do prosecute. And there's zero tolerance, but it just hasn't come here yet.
All right, well, you people out there, you animal lovers out
Yes.
there, you are the ones that are going to be able to do
Yes.
something about this. So
Go to your city council meetings, pressure your elected officials
do
for
something
change.
about this.
Yes.
We're so good at talking about how we are willing to protect those that can't help themselves. Well,
Yes.
this is the perfect
Yes,
example
exactly.
of it. So,
Exactly.
all right, Jeff, can you bring up their website?
Sure can.
I want to take you to their website and just show you some of the things that they have going on
We are
here.
on it. Let me know what you want to see.
All right, so let's start with the adopt page. So if you're interested in one of the pets that she has here, you see that the bullhead, bhcsaint.org.
Right.
So you go to bhcsaint.org, where over on the left where it says adopt, you scroll down, and these are the pets that she has available right now.
Plus one, she said. It's
Plus
not up
one
there
that's
yet.
not on there
Yeah.
yet.
Yes.
I-
A little black Chihuahua.
I see my wife Maria's on there. I would expect that
Hi, Maria.
Bailey will be at our house by the end of the week.
Bailey's super sweet. She's going to the vet in Las Vegas tomorrow.
Yeah, what's going on with her?
She has something going on with her jaw. We think it may be an old fracture or jaw break. And so we're taking her to a dental specialist in Las Vegas just to see, because her tongue kind of hangs out. And there is some sign of some kind of an injury.
Oh,
So
well, she looks like a little cutie.
she's adorable.
I saw a video of her the other day, and
She's just adorable.
when it says her tongue that sticks out a
Yes.
lot makes her extra. Yeah, that tongue sticks out a lot
It
when you
does.
see her panting and that.
Yes, yes.
She's excitable. So
She's very sweet.
So you can go here, and that's where you're going to find that. You also foster pets. So if you're not familiar with Saint, the way it works is you have volunteers that will foster these pets.
That's how they come into our Saving Lives program. If someone is in need of rehoming their pet, they're moving, whatever, instead of the alternative to the shelter would be to contact us. If we have a foster home available, we can take the animal in, then we start looking for someone to adopt it. So it's actually a surrender.
Mhm.
So fosters are super important. If without fosters, we can't save the animals, because we do pull them from the shelter when we can, if we have a foster available.
How are you short on fosters right now?
Yes, we always are. Always
Okay.
are. We need fosters for large dogs, for pit bull breeds, for seniors, special needs, all of that. Right now, Bailey would be considered a special needs only because of where she came from and the problem with her mouth.
Did she come from an abusive place?
She was a surrender. We're not really sure what happened in her past, but they were no longer able to keep her, and just bringing her into our program is when we realized that her mouth looked really strange. And so the vet in Las Vegas said he'll look at it. It could be an old, I don't know if it was hit by a car or something, but they come to us from various walks of life, and sometimes we get the real story, sometimes we don't. We just want to get the animal. So
I had this lady that dropped buttons off, she simply called you and said, hey, I can't care for this dog.
something, or just gone into the shelter during business hours with the dog and said, hey, I can't keep this dog. But instead of throwing it out of her truck and driving it away, and if you look at the film, the dog chases her to the end of the parking lot, and luckily she stayed there. because she would have been gone.
Mhm.
I mean, this poor little thing is terminally ill. So I don't understand people.
All right, so if you are in a situation where you
Call the
can't
shelter,
care for your
call
dog,
us, and the Mojave County shelter, just take it someplace. Don't leave it. Don't abandon it. Don't give it to somebody that you don't know, because more times than not, they're going to be overwhelmed and have no place to put it.
Mhm.
So the shelter, it will get, inside, it will get out of the heat, food and water, they'll work with it. If there's medical problems, a lot of times they will call us and we will take the dog out of the shelter and get it fixed. So,
all right, so that's a good opportunity
Yes,
to talk about
please.
this Ron Jenner Pet Emergency Medical Fund.
Mhm.
So the Ron Jenner Pet Emergency Medical Fund provides financial assistance to pet owners who find themselves with a pet medical emergency. Pet owners seeking a grant to help with their vet bill due to a medical emergency should contact St. after taking their pet for an examination.
right.
I was not aware that you guys did this until I
Yes.
started investigating.
Mhm.
So if you have somebody
Yes,
that
yes.
their pet needs medical care,
Yeah, like today, in fact, we're helping a dog right now, having her eye removed. She fell off of the bed, hit her eye on some sharp corner, and she's owned by a senior, disabled senior. Of course, you're never prepared for anything like that, and so we took the dog up to low-cost spay and neuter in Kingman. Yes, the eye has to be removed. He has no money. We try to come in with as much as we can and hoping that they can come in with some too, but sometimes they don't. But we try to help whenever we can. And we also have a portion of that medical fund that we just earmark only for veterans. So if a veteran has an issue, a medical issue, life-saving procedure that needs to be done, we have a whole separate earmarked funds for our veterans because they really need the help.
they do for sure.
Yes.
Maria asks, where can we donate money, food, etc.?
Well, you can donate, money monetarily on our website, or you can drop off donations like food or anything like that at either Wizard of Paws Grooming Salon or Heritage Hair Salon, which is in Dakota Plaza.
Okay.
Yep. Or we call us and we'll come and get it.
Yes, call
Yep.
Donna, she'll come get it. And Maria, you have her number. Maria, two dogs are better than one. That is a true statement.
Yeah, we'll be talking later, Maria.
Amy Mitzlaff, another one of our regular viewers. I'm just getting here. How can I volunteer?
We have a volunteer application on our website. We usually use our volunteers at fundraisers, which we're just getting ready to start fundraising again and having
Yay.
events. So that's great. We also use our volunteers to transport, if we have to transport an animal up to, we utilize low-cost spay and neuter whenever we can. If they have to be transported up to low cost, volunteers are really important, or to any vet in the area when we're not available. So volunteers are used many ways. They can pick up donations. They can help us at pet adoption events. So, yep, we love our volunteers.
That's great. Cindy Frizzell asked if you're going to be at the Veterans Resource Fair on Friday.
I don't think we knew about that.
Surprise! And I'm guessing Cindy means to discuss this with the veterans that are there about the opportunities that you have to help them with their medical for
Well,
their pets.
we definitely can see if somebody can go there. I don't know if we have anyone available.
Well,
but
Amy
I'll try.
Mitzlaff, we can send Amy over, right? She wants to volunteer.
she'd love to.
We'll send her over there. She
Right,
can
Amy?
represent St. All right. We got, like I said, we have a bunch of things here, so I'm going to move along.
Okay.
Before I forget, the Ron Jenner Pet Emergency Medical Fund is not for spay or neuter,
No.
or vaccines,
No,
or those
it's
kinds
just
of
for
routine
medical
things.
emergencies, procedures. It's not used for anything like vaccinations or spay neuter.
Right, and then the spay and neuter, you have the vouchers.
Yes.
Applying for the vouchers online.
Online on our
Information
on
it.
our homepage, it'll just say spay or neuter. You click on that, fill it out. Our wonderful spay neuter director, Jennifer Jones, will call you back, issue you the voucher, and you use it at low cost spay and neuter in Kingman or at any local vet that you want to use. We do pay $50 towards the spay or neuter, and then the rest is up to you.
So the low-cost one up there, it'll
Is the
pretty
best,
much will
yeah.
take care of it.
Yeah,
the
a male
$50 one.
neuter for a dog is $50, so it's basically free.
You're done.
The female is $70, so it's $20 for you.
But if you take it to your vet down here, it might be a little bit more, but we'll pay the
But
50
we will pay
towards it.
$50 only, yes.
Okay, excellent. All right, Amy says she's in. She will represent you at the Veterans Resource.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right, so this drives me absolutely crazy. Jeff, can you bring up picture number 1?
Sure can.
So this is picture number 1. This
It's coming. It's coming.
This is
it's
my. Is it up?
It's up.
All
Yeah,
right,
there
so
you go.
this is my dog Bonnie. That's Donna dropping her off. That's the day we got her. See how she's actually out on the carpet there,
Yeah.
and she's so happy and
She
and,
is.
yeah. Bring up number 2, please.
Okay, number 2 coming up.
This is what happened next. This is her just mauling my poor 13-year-old granddaughter. You see
Instant
where,
love.
yeah.
Instant
You
love.
see where she is now. She's on the couch, and that's where she spends about
Oh, look at that.
most of her day. That she's not sad. She's loving.
Not sad. No,
That's
she's
that-
not sad at all.
That's that killer pit bull that we got.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
from
All right,
there,
number 3.
yeah, we got
You
that.
brought that. All right.
Yeah.
So this is where she's at now. So we were discussing. She's got yeah.
Very cozy.
She thinks she's a person. See how she even lays her head on the pillow?
That's right.
Yeah, that is an
On
everyday
spot on the
thing.
couch.
Right. And then to bring up the last one.
The last one. Here we go.
That is so cute.
It's up.
All right. So
This one
This
is.
is her up in the wall of pies, trying to understand what these other large dogs are.
Those aren't dogs, John.
What?
Those aren't dogs.
Well,
No.
she was-
Yeah, those are elk.
Yeah, she was pretty
Oh
sure
my
that
God.
she was wagging her tail, barking at them. They were trying to figure out what's going on with her.
How
So
cute.
Amy said, "Get off my couch."
Yeah, don't come in, take my couch.
so I love our dog Bonnie,
I know you do.
and every time Memorial Day, 4th of July, New Year's, all these things happen, she goes crazy.
Yeah, lots of dogs do, and
I-
cats. Yeah.
I can't. Is there anything we can do? First of all, we got a story coming out tomorrow on the firework laws here.
Okay.
Anything that's shot up in the air is illegal in Arizona.
Right.
Period.
Right. But it's very difficult to enforce. You know, I'm a chronic complainer. I call into the non-emergency line all the time because my dogs absolutely they just shut down. They're drooling, shaking, and usually the fireworks will start for no reason, just a weekend, just any weekend. And I live on the river, and you'll hear it about 11:30, 12 o'clock. I'm like, what? So. And the police, I mean, it's on their behalf. I mean, they can try to go and check it out, but unless you have an address and they actually can see it, there's nothing they can really do.
And
You can
that's-
complain and they understand, but the police are very understanding. But again, unless you can see it, they can see it, and they can verify the address, there's really not a whole lot to do.
4th of July is
Oh, it's
the
gonna be
number
absolutely
one
crazy.
day of the year where the most amount of pets are lost.
Yes,
Because they,
yes, they
freak
just
out
freak out,
and
and people leave them outside. And I don't know, my suggestion: please try to leave your pets inside. I'd rather have my dog destroy my house than to jump out of my fence and,
Yeah.
and run. So you can get the something from your vet to calm them down. You can do the natural calming liquids and chews. Try that. Benadryl. Talk to your vet first, but try to get something if you know that your pet is going to be terrified. Because once you have that moment, they can't even calm down. Even if the fireworks stop immediately, they're going to be scared for a long time. So, and they can make it a law, but doesn't mean everyone's going to,
And
because they're
then-
selling fireworks all over town.
yeah.
So if they make them illegal, then why are they selling them inside city limits
Great question.
or county? So that's, it's kind kind of like a
Different
ridiculous.
rules for county and city.
Right.
Different people that you call. So
Yes.
for Mojave Valley would be
Right.
the sheriff's department.
Yes.
It just they don't. I mean, they can't keep up with everything.
No,
I mean,
they can't. You know, but in the pets, and then just think of the fire hazard. So.
Michelle Vo asked about CBD oil.
Good question.
That is a great
Yeah,
question.
I don't know much about it. You know, my recommendation would be to talk to either your vet or somebody that is a good CBD oil dispensary,
Jesus.
because you don't know how your dog's going to react. Never get something that you needed to work on this day and then try it that day.
Yeah.
Try it
Turns
ahead
out
of
it
time.
didn't work.
Little baby steps, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
And you want to make sure that your dog is tolerant of it, because some animals just don't, just like people. And not everybody can use CBD products. And talk to your vet if your dog is on any other kind of medication, or also age. You know, how old is your dog? Puppies should never be given CBD. And senior dogs may not, because some of them have heart murmurs. So you really have to, know what you're doing, do the research, talk to somebody that knows what they're doing, and get the right stuff.
You know what? Michelle is a pharmacist. She owns a pharmacy. Maybe, Michelle, you have some things that you know people have used that work that we can ask our vets about possibly
That's
using
Michelle
that.
from D Flat.
That is
Okay.
Michelle from D Flat.
All right.
So maybe you can weigh in there. All right. The other thing, heat in our pets. With the crazy temperatures we've had over the last week, and that we're going to continue to have until like December.
If we're lucky.
Well, October anyway. All of us over the years have always been understanding of not locking your pets in the car
Right.
and rolling up the windows and all that. But I never really thought about it before, but I've been seeing something over the last couple of years about taking them for a walk.
Oh, yeah.
And the temperatures, what I read a couple of weeks ago, were if it's 90 degrees outside, which it's been, I mean, it only gets down to 90 at night right now, that the concrete is 140 degrees.
Yes, yes. So walking your pet during the hot parts of the day is a big, big no-no. Their paws can just be literally burned to a crisp. You will see the redness, you will see the burn, just like you would on your skin if you were walking on the hot concrete. If it's too hot for you, it's too hot for them. They don't have any special pads on their feet. They have pads, but they're not to be withstanding extreme temperatures. So during the heat of the day, keep your animals in. Walk them even, lawns are going to get hot. Every surface will be hot. So it's just using, some good judgment. If it's too hot for you to walk outside, it's going to be too hot for your dog. Short walks, don't take them on long walks. Even people that take their animals to the river, you can't even overdo that, because if they drink too much water, they can die. So, and they can even get overheated at the river. So you just have to.
And then sand is hot as well.
Sand is extremely hot. So, think about it. Maybe leave your dog home. Just have to use common sense and do what's best for the animal. They can't, I'm sure my dogs will love to go down in the water every day, but they're not going to do it. So sometimes they have to stay home, but please.
Common sense.
Take off your shoe or put your hand on the cement or the surface you're going to be walking your dog on. If it's too hot for you, it's too hot for them.
All right, we got a couple of events we're going to talk about real quick. Before we do, I need to get, or I won't be allowed back in the house, I need to get an update on Colors.
Colors is doing great. She's in a permanent home, spoiled as can be. You can't even tell she's blind.
That's awesome.
She's
That
amazing.
is so awesome.
She's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That poor dog. I
Yeah.
wanted her so
Yeah.
bad.
Oh
and
my
we
God.
was
I
with
just
the
love that
pool.
dog so much.
I already have a problem keeping one dog out of the pool. Donna. All right, 2 events coming up. The first one is July 18th. You have a Sunday social at Mojave Steakhouse.
Yep. We have a guest speaker,
Janelle Summerlin.
Summerlin, who we love, love, love. Janelle, thank you so much. She's from All Pets Go to Heaven. She's also donating a pet cremation worth up to $300. So she will be there speaking, which she is just a huge fan of ours.
Oh, and I'm a huge fan of hers,
Yeah.
and All Pets Go to Heaven.
Oh,
If you
they're
don't know
amazing.
anything about them, you have to go check
She's an
them out.
amazing person.
Then we also have And we've done this a few times, and we love it. Bowling for
Yeah,
Pets
yeah.
is on August 1st.
Super fun.
Presented by Saint, and it's at Riverside Lanes. Portion of the proceeds donated go to Saint. Raffles and 50-50, and
It's a fun day.
yeah, it's a great time.
Yep.
So that's on
Get a
August
team
1st.
together. It's super fun. Come on out. I mean, we have our bowling events twice a year. We haven't had it since COVID, so this is really important for us to start doing fundraising again.
They also have
I got that one.
low-cost vaccine clinics. Jeff will put this
Yes.
up. So these are vaccines that parvo and all those kinds of things.
Distemper parvo, rabies, bordetella, and it gives the vets that come through do a little quick, exam, but nothing complicated. But if you don't want to go to your vet or you don't have a vet in town, please update their shots. Make sure they're current all the time.
And that is it. We are right at a half hour. Thank you,
Okay.
Donna. I
Thank
appreciate you
you.
coming
Oh,
in.
so good.
And thank you
Thank
for
you.
everything that Saint does.
You're
We would
welcome.
be,
Yeah, that's
You're
for sure.
welcome. Thank you guys for your
rescuing
support.
these dogs and getting them fostered,
Yes.
and then how can I get flyers for the bowling? Amy, we will get you a flyer
Yeah.
for the bowling. I'll electronically.
Yes.
Somehow we'll get
We'll get it to
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Message us.
All right.
Okay.
That's it, everyone.
Great.
Tomorrow
That's it.
morning at 7:30, we have our daily dose. You'll hear Jeff and myself and Amy Mitzlaff. We'll all be on. And then tomorrow night at 4 o'clock, I have a guest for Valley Voices that is written on some paper in the other room.
Okay.
So I guess you'll have to wait until tomorrow morning.
Surprise,
until I tell you
surprise.
who that is.
That's right.
All right, Jeff, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
guys.
everyone,
Jeff.
for tuning in.
Thank
And,
you, Donna,
thank
and
you
happy
again, Donna.
birthday.
Thank you very much.